Look at 355, exploiting a fallback function. More of the same in Remix here. So this one, there's a fallback contract, and again I'm going to paste it in again to make sure I've got the original vulnerable version of this contract, which is, oh, there it is, fallback. All right, should get rid of this old stuff, put in the new stuff. Okay, and the point of this is the fallback function here. The fallback function, there you can trigger a fallback function three ways: by calling a function that doesn't exist, calling a function without entering the required data, or sending ether without any data to the contract. All of these will call the so-called fallback function. And in this case, this is why this is unbelievable to me, really. If you send money to somebody else's contract inside Solidity, it enters their contract and executes their fallback function inside your contract. So when you pay somebody, they get code execution into your code, which is insane. But that's what happens here. So here's the fallback. And so when you send money to this person, or otherwise call the fallback function from your contract, it goes in here and changes the owner of the contract to this person. So paying them money, they become the owner of your money. It is unbelievable. And again, I think they patched this particular attack in later versions of Solidity, but a lot of people are still using old versions. So that, you see the sort of madness of this stuff. Code execution is about the worst vulnerability you can have, and just paying somebody gives them a chance to execute code. So that's the case of this one. So let me compile this one. All right, and there it goes. These yellow things are like warnings, but they're not errors, so it'll work. And now we can deploy it. So again, clean up this old blockchain by going to Berlin and back to London. Now I got a fresh blockchain. I can deploy. And here's the fallback function. Okay, and so when you deploy it, that implements the constructor function, which causes the owner of this function to be the person who paid the gas to get here. So that's fine. So this function here is owned by the contract that created it, which will be the first one here, 5B3. All right, so now at the top left, enter a value of 10 ether. All right. And expand fallback and contribute. So my current balance up here is almost 100 ether. I contribute 10, and that transaction works. So my balance falls to 89 ether. All right. And the contract now has get balance now has 10 ether, 10 plus a whole lot of zeros. All right. Now I flex the owner, and the owner of that is 5B3, which is me, because I deployed the contract, and then I became the owner of the contract because the constructor set the owner to here. So now, now we can do the attack. And so another person can steal everything, like AB8 here. All right. If they contribute 1 ether, and they're not going to contribute it, they're going to do a transaction. In the lower level section, they're going to send a transaction without associated data, which is going to end up calling the fallback function. So I hit the transact, and that worked anyway. And see, it went to fallback because I didn't specify where it could go. And since it did that, the balance fell to 99. They spent 1 ether, but now the owner, the owner has changed to AB8, and the balance is now 10 ether. So should have been 11. I don't quite know why it didn't go up to 11, but anyway, the point is it changed the owner, and that's the vulnerability of this one. And you can now withdraw it all and get it back. So if I hit the orange withdraw button, there we go. And now I should, yep, I went over 100 now. I managed to steal the ether from the contract and add it to me and go above 100. All right. So that's what I wanted to show you. Yeah, do I need to get balance again? Yes, I think I do need to get balance again. I think that's what the problem is. Get balance. To update it. That's probably it. Get balance. And now balance. Yeah, now it's 0, but I think before it was 11. Yeah, I think you're right. That's why it didn't work. Good. Thank you, Sam. All right.